Hey guys!
Hey!
Welcome back to Pokémon Ultramoon.
We noticed there's two identical women standing here.
It's super cute. We finished up the Grand Trial of Pony Island last time by beating Hapu. And now we're going to go to Mount Lanakila.
Because we beat, Gladion here.
Oh yeah, we also beat Gladion.
Oh, Gladion. This elevator reminds me a lot of, first of all, Metal Gear, and second, Pokémon XD.
Yeah. I miss Pokémon XD.
You can play it. Sandshrew!
Yeah!
I don't think we've seen one before.
Yeah, this is where you can get them.
What?
Very late in the game.
Yeah, but it's nice. God, I need regional Pokémon in Sword and Shield.
And
regional variants
also,
are my life now.
So in the Sun versions you have like the...
Vulpix.
Yeah.
Did I do it right?
Yeah. Look, I killed that. It wasn't even super effective.
Because it's a weak Pokemon. Oh yeah, maybe put someone else in front for a while. Who's the weakest? I guess Paprika could... No wait, there's gonna be like... like sand and Sandshrew is like ground still, right? Ground ice? Unlike the ice that's not on the ground. Rotom just said had a bad hair day and was referring to you, but I thought Rotom meant itself and I was like, Rotom, you don't have hair. Ooh, Sneasel, I like it.
I like it.
Kill it. Sneasel is a cool Pokemon, you know? It has the same origin as Sasuke's brother.
Ooh, yeah, it's Itachi. It's a weasel.
Yes. But it's also like there's Kama Itachi, which is a yokai, and has like knives for feet. Oh, you're gonna catch it?
I'm gonna catch some Pokemon.
Yeah, because we need like 1 or 2 more for all our islands to get upgraded.
Also, this is a Pokemon Let's Play. We should catch a couple of Pokemon.
Yeah, it's kind of like, we're playing this on this channel, so we don't really need any more Pokemon than the ones we want for a team, because we're not really aiming for 100% completion.
Yeah, especially since I already played, like, the normal moon.
The normal moon.
What do you want to name it? Like Sasuke's brother?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna fit. Also, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Sasuke's sister.
But I'm gonna name it after Sasuke's daughter, I guess.
Sasuke has a daughter?
Spoilers. It's salad. Box. So it stays in the family.
But like, Sasuke's brother is represented by the animal imagery of like, whoa, LouLilie in the wild, that's rare. Never seen this Pokemon. I remember like, LouLilie. It's a Gen 3 Pokemon, so I'm deeply familiar with it from my childhood. Though, I was a very impatient kid, so I would barely bother reading most Pokemon's names. Like, if I had in my mind the pronunciation I thought it was, then my brain would read it as that. And so, LouLilie in German is called Firnontor, which comes from the word Firn, which is like soft, hard, firm snow. It's Firn. And I read it as Firontor. And I never knew it wasn't called that until like years later when I finally took the time to properly read, because I didn't know what fern was, so I didn't realize the pun. And it's amazing how for years I just read it as that, and I could have sworn it said that, but it never said that. I was just stupid. Has you ever had an experience like that?
Like with you or with myself?
With yourself?
I guess. I can't remember any specific
Firontor
situation though. Though I do know that you have this tendency of like accepting your own truth as reality.
You're mean. Which is reality that I accept.
Which is a very interesting thing since we have started the channel. Like every time Kai is like 100% certain that she said something.
There is a difference between thinking you've said something and reading something wrong, because there's like, when you think about what you're gonna say, like when you talk, there's...
this one is stronger than the other. We are only medium females. Sorry.
Poison can't hit ground.
Oh.
You noob. Anyway.
I just didn't want to kill it with like fire, you know?
Like, so when you're talking, the words that you're gonna say are formed in some sort of part of the brain, but when they go to the part of your brain that makes you capable of conveying that as sound, there's a road between that. And there can be stuff lost from one to one, because, you know, there's a difference how the brain processes like knowing the words and saying them. That's why it's possible to like sustain brain energy and become incapable of talking while still fully understanding language, you know. Thus it could be, to justify myself, that like my brain has fully formed these words in my mind, and that's why I'm so convinced that those are the ones I said, but then physically I say something else because there's a difference between how the brain handles speaking and, you know, actually knowing language. Which doesn't mean that I'm not wrong when I say I'm sure I said that, but, you know, I'm not stupid.
Yes, but it's also not just with like when you say stuff, it's also in different kind of circumstances.
But we all do that, right? Anyway, disregarding like anything about myself, I still think this is like an interesting topic in general, you know?
Yeah.
You killed it.
I know.
Why are you such a cruel person? It's okay, you don't have to catch Pokemon.
What?
Yes.
Blaspheme.
Blaspheme? That's a Pokemon name.
I forgot how the word ended.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. I
already got a Firontor, so kill it.
Kill this one.
I like LouLilie as a name though. Like, it's a cute name for such a terrifying Pokemon. Like, it eats stuff whole with its
I also like
its teeth.
Like its pre-evolution. I forgot. I keep forgetting.
Snorunt.
Yeah, Snorunt. I keep forgetting the English name, even though when you say it, I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, like it's also like German and the English name of it are like identical when it comes to the pun. It's just like one is German, one is English. Like Snorunt comes from snow and Runt, you know, snow and Runt is a little kid, and its German name is Schnepke, and Schnee is snow, and Steppke is like in a certain dialect it means little kid, like a lad.
Yeah, although that is way less common than Runt in English.
Well, it depends on where you live.
I guess.
But it's still something most people would know. We just happen to live in a place where we don't.
It's not as common. I mean, we have a lot of like Low German in our vocabulary, which is super rare compared to like the entirety of Germany.
Yeah, I remember once we got to school in a city like further away from our home than our grade school, like there was many times where I said something and all the other kids were like, what does that mean? I was like, don't you know that word? I use it every day, so to speak.
Yeah, I had that a lot where like my classmates were like, that's not a word.
You made that up. Even really simple stuff like, I don't know, like most people probably still know it, but like I had times where people didn't know what Stulle means.
Yeah.
Stulle is like a sandwich, but normally in German you just say Brot, like bread.
Yeah. Or like I vividly remember the story about Eich.
Yeah.
Which is a word how you describe like children that don't behave.
Yeah, like mischievous or misbehaving, like, you know, bad, like a bad child, which is being a bit, you know, naughty. Naughty.
Yeah.
That's Eich. In our home region.
Not even necessarily. Well, I guess locally.
Yeah, it's like
a little.
It's Low German. I think it's also from Flat German. Eich.
Yeah, Low and Flat German is the same.
It's not. Yeah, wait. I meant like Northern German. You know.
Okay.
Northern German, Flat German, Low German.
In German, it's Plattdeutsch, which technically means like flat, platt. Yeah. But apparently, I guess the English.
I have seen the term flat German in English.
Yeah, I know, but I think Low German is more common. I guess because it sounds more professional. Although I do know that Niederdeutsch is also another.
I've seen
which is Low German.
I've seen Low German being used to refer to like the northern region in general, like the kind of accent and dialect you have here, which is not exactly the same as Flat German itself, which is a different language.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's many words, like loan words from Flat German, because all the dialects and languages flow into each other depending on where you live. So a lot of words from a language are in the general stuff you would say here. But if you only go just a little bit to the next town over,
a little bit south,
to the next big city, like a lot of people probably won't know most of these words. So it was just like, you made it up. I'm pretty sure there's situations like that in English too, especially when you start getting into British and Australian and American English, and that's just the big three. There's a lot of different places that also speak English, but it's like something.
Although, like the US is like a much bigger place than
the
Germany.
US itself probably has a lot of different stuff too. We were talking about Pokémon.
Yes. Oh yeah. So about
Ice. Or about Pokémon?
About LouLilie and Snorunt.
Baby LouLilie.
Because they don't look a lot like each other.
Yeah.
Please let me have a moment with my Pokémon, now that they're back in their Pokeballs.
His voice changed, because we made him a better person by beating him.
Okay.
This is how games work.
I like it, but I was like, as a kid, I was like, what? That evolves into that?
The closest, like...
And then in Diamond and Pearl it got like a second evolution that also looks nothing like it, and it was like, what?
Like I know what you mean. I was always like, what? But the similarity that ties them together is like a family. In case of Snorunt, that they have like this black body that is covered by something relating to snow. And
they have a similar mouth.
Yeah, a similar mouth. That's the connection. And in case of like what's the English name? The lady LouLilie.
I just know the German name.
Yeah, Frostetje, which is another word. Frostlass.
Yeah.
Snorunt, Frostlass, get it?
Yeah.
And Frostlass, she's like based on a Yo-Kaialone, I'm pretty sure. And when you keep in mind that like her kimono-like body is not actually a body, it's hollow, and only her head is an actual body. When you look at her like that, you can see how she looks like a tiny LouLilie with a different armor on, you know?
Yeah.
If you look at her like that, then you're like, oh yeah, I see it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Snorunt, I guess, you loses arms and legs in evolution, because who needs these when you got teeth?
Also, you can fly.
Yeah.
I was kind of like disappointed that like LouLilie got like a mega evolution and Frostlass didn't.
Yeah, that's stupid. Especially because like Frostlass and LouLilie made kind of like a counterpart to Gardevoir and Gallade, because they both got the Dawnstone evolution, and Gallade and Gardevoir both got mega evolution. So I don't like when they break up the duos, you know?
Yeah,
you gotta keep them. I mean, I know Frostlass and Gallade, they weren't a super strong connection, because like the trust...
Oh, sorry, I skipped the dialect.
Whatever, I'm talking about Pokemon right now. The Rels line has like 3, and the Snorunt line only has 2 stages, you know, so it's not a perfect... I've never seen this Pokemon's English name before, so I was like, what are those words?
What's it called? Shinotic.
I'm pretty sure that's from Shiitake probably, but you know, when there's not a ta following, it's like, wait, what is going on? But yeah, I don't know, it would have been nice if they both had mega evolutions, you know?
Yeah.
Be nice.
Would have been nice.
What's the problem with
also like Banette is Bayonet is one.
Yeah,
I think we've actually mentioned this maybe even twice.
Yeah, because this is something that like
it really gets to me.
The Shuppet and Bayonet line, they were like the counterparts to like what's it called, Dusclops and Duskull, you know? But then Duskull got like Dusk Noir as its 3rd evolution, and then Bayonet got nothing. Which is also stupid.
No, I forgot what... Anyway. Clefable. I can handle that, I think.
It's so big. It's very normal. Yeah, I don't know. I really like when Pokemon have like duos, even if they're like a bit more subtle, you know, like, for example, I don't know. You know what I mean.
Oh god, I can't remember the English name, but Lototzel...
Zamotzel?
Lotad
and Seedot.
Yeah.
Lototzel and Zamotzel.
Like in German and in Japanese, they have like the same name endings.
I think Lotad and Seedot are also supposed to be like a duo as a name. But yeah, these are a duo. This frustration, this disappointment, this is what will help me evolve.
Okay, maybe that makes more sense when you read the first part.
She's frustrated because we skipped her dialogue.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are a duo that aren't immediately obvious unless you know they're both based on yokai, you know.
Yeah.
And I like that when Pokemon have duos like that, which is why I don't like it when they get broken up because only one gets an evolution or something. You know, that's always, I think it's just a little sad.
Especially since like in Hoenn there were a lot.
Hoenn.
Hoenn. There were many.
Yeah, there were a lot of duos because
duos.
That's kind of cool when you think about it because you know
like also Wingull and Swallow, kind of.
Wingull and Swallow, yeah, and you know Sharpedo and Whalmer and everyone was a duo. Team Aqua and Team Magma, we were all duos back then. It's actually something I was thinking about the other day, like in the first gen you got like Mew and Mewtwo, but Mew was added like in secret by Masuda when the game was already finished, you know, and then in Gold and Silver.
I'm wearing this shit.
And then in Gold and Silver, originally there was only absolutely nice Pokemon. In Gold and Silver, there was originally only going to be Ho-Oh, and then Lugia was designed for the next movie, and so they put Lugia into the game also, and like that's why the whole story of Gold fits like Ho-Oh more than Lugia, you know. It's probably a bit more complicated than that, but that's the basic idea. So like, if you think about it, Kyogre and Groudon were the first time when they got a legendary duo, where they really focused on creating these as a duo and how they fit to each other. And in the story of the game itself, there's also a lot of focus on the idea of duality, of life and death, you know. There's this mountain that represents death and this cave that represents rebirth, and you go to both places in order to find the plot.
Yes.
And ever since those two, like, this has been the standard for legendary Pokemon. Since then, every legendary Pokemon had to be a duo that usually were also, like, rivals that would fight each other. And if you think about it, like, Kyogre and Groudon were the basis of all of this, because the legendary Pokemon did not function like this before. Before that, they didn't work like that, where there had to be these opposing forces that usually were also, like, enemies. So, like, this general style of a legendary Pokemon are assumed to work. That was started in Gen 3, which is why it's the best gen and beautiful.
For a second I was like, you wanna maybe like get, like, we have a couple of the guidebooks, like, and just like flip through the Hoenn decks and like pick out all the duos, but we're already at the later part of the episode,
I
so...
could probably do a top of my head too. Like, say, for example, the dragons.
Volbeat and Illumise.
Yeah,
I mean, those are obvious, since they're essentially counterparts.
They're also called...
Pluzzle and Minun!
Yeah, Pluzzle and Minun. Like, they made the Pikachu based on duality.
Like, if you look at Pluzzle and Minun and Volbeat and Illumise, I think it's like, look at this, and now look at the other Pokemon. What do you notice? It's like, here are the obvious duos, and then maybe you can pick out the other duos too.
There's also like, this was also the gen where they introduced double battles at all, so they made a lot of Pokemon were designed around the concept of working together with synergy. Absolutely.
Or like against each other, you know? Like Seviper and Zangoose.
Yeah.
Is it called Seviper in English?
Yeah, Seviper.
Okay, good. What do you want to call this one? The best one?
It's called Absol, so maybe let's call it, I don't know, something with Luna. Like, Absol on Luna. What's the difference of app? Absent, present, Preluna. I don't know.
Okay.
It probably sounds weird.
Okay.
Just call it Billy. No, wait, you can't call it Billy. Don't call it that. No. Okay, fine.
Why not?
Because that's the name of one of my Pokemon. But I spelled it different, so it's fair.
Accepted. Alright, I think...
Yeah, this was another episode where I just ramble about Pokemon and the German language. Because it's important to us. We speak it.
Yeah, I feel like going on tangents about Pokemon, very specifically Mega Evolutions or like stuff like that, and language is stuff that we do a lot. Well, which I don't mind. I like it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because Pokemon is a series we play as children and play today, and we play it in German, so all of the Pokemon we know in German, so it's easy, the topic just comes naturally to us, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this Pokemon's called that, but in German it's called that, which is funny because, and you know me, this is stuff that I talk about a lot anyway, disregarding of Pokemon at all.
I mean, I love, like, facts about language and translations and stuff in general.
About language, they exist.
Alright, yeah, this is gonna be it for this episode. Next time we'll do more of this.
One thing I want to say, look at your character.
Yeah, I'm tiny.
I like when you see the breath, like how fast it's like a character just like going like I didn't realize it was cold.
Also how much, you know?
Yeah. Okay, now I'm done.
You guys might have noticed this is like the
Final
Alola equivalent to like the Victory Road.
Ooh.
Okay, so see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye!